Talk is brought to you by CFU, the power of service.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk. We've recapped the majority of that big win against number 3 Southern Illinois, but let's pick up where we left off. And that 20-16 advantage, and that's the first lead of the day, but that was a big drive, a long drive to get to that point.
It was. We had established ourselves when we tied the game, and then they came back and got the field goal, but then to drive the field and score to go up 20-16, and everybody was calm. Everybody was very locked in on what was going on, and we knew it was going to be a fourth quarter game, but to get that lead at that time, I think was just kind of a progression of where we're at as a football team. We're getting better each series.
Not a lot of points in the fourth quarter, but 3 big ones by Cook. A 44-yarder, another day at the office for him being perfect.
Well, he was, yeah, it's easy to say perfect when the game's over, but I tell you what, he had some big kicks. They were longer than what probably they needed to be a couple times because we had taken a sack. But I tell you what, even when you have we can attempt to try to get in the end zone and come back after a sack that your kicker come out and still get your points, you feel really good.
Talk about the way the defense bent a little bit in that fourth quarter, but boy, did they not break, and they sealed the deal for you.
That they did. They wanted to go on the field that last drive, and trust me, I've seen Southern take out 3 teams in the final drive of the game going into that thing, and they drove the field the same way, and then they had 4 shots from about the 10-9-yard line to get it in, but our guys stood the test, and 4 great plays by our defense.
You're the best team in the conference as far as turnover margin. Another day where you get 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, and obviously that has a pretty big impact in the game and the outcome.
It's got a huge impact. There's, it's more possessions for your offense, less possessions for them, and it's momentum swings. It's when something happens, can you counter back and take it back? The biggest turnover was when we attempted a 4th and short at the 50-yard line in the fourth quarter, didn't get it. 3 plays later, Sapp got the intercept at the 20-yard line. That was probably the biggest turnover that we had all day.
Sapp had that rough call last week, but boy, did he respond as he had led the team in solo tackles and just so many big plays throughout.
Well, I think that penalty and that time period, he was playing exceptional early in the season. I think he got really confident and maybe to the point that he just needed to do his job within his technique, and had a kind of an off day for him. Nobody would notice it, but had an off day and then had the penalty. I think that brought him back to light of just how important football is, just how important playing with the team is as a unit, and now he's back to getting his turnovers as a unit and flying around and making a huge difference in our football team.
You like the balance, 182 yards rushing, 103 receiving, Shaw with 128 yards, as you look at what the offense was able to do against a very gritty defense in Southern Illinois.
No, their defense is ranked very high too, and that's why those numbers are bigger than you think because of the opponent that we played.
Devin Rice story coming up next. What do you like about what this guy did? It really seemed to lead that defense out there.
Two biggest plays early in the game that made a difference of what they were going to do the rest of the day was his 2 sacks. He came off that edge in the first 2 series, and then he caused that fumble on the second one. But by him coming off the edge, they found out they couldn't block that side, and really kind of they deferred the rest of the day and went to a different way to throw the football.
Rice gets into that backfield fast. Here's that story on Devin Rice.